Mabusia for me church obi asa ma obi bia akwaba ediba odino TV odino kase eboso na adi semo amuni se edi yeji abedwase edi anachi se update ni trendy news nko a edi atesi o man Ghana mu ase ni yedi sum ya bedwafo ni yetiefo wo YouTube channel no so na se edi ensema aba beke ensa de mempese mesre ho kwa na mempese mesre bre kwa no memo wa akwaku TV wa wasumu a na eneso ne de edi kan a wutie Ordinary TV. I remember if you say, I'll be subscribe to our channel. Obe share and we mia adomano so much as a debut to be on Saka Washam will be on Sanka video and Susaka video. Almost one would be a cost of my gun. Now the Wajin chess you a good comment session or come. If I could see and send Munchi Muye Paba, Bido BBS.
Prez.Nana Addo U and I say Wakakasa United Nations Womushem Kesna Cemetery General Assembly Ghana security member security council no non-permanent say ye to aba na ya peki enfie mienu nti enfie mienu so ne wo mu nti we say pa ho a na say yi afrum na o ma ho fron so aba beka ho na ene Nana Addo amfa nche amesikafo no kra wa kasa pen asini pen wasi enye se bia abibifo ya kwadworo se de bia amanya o maye ye no wo madwene ye o mo se bia so o ma de hye de wo mo do mpadwuma ye na bia bibifo akwadworo na asem ne nyina ne se enema anka ye so betimi ade aye ye no eno ena mo betwe koye eno mo da koye mu ye enti o mo kasa mo mbakutie bia nke kasa ntwitwitwie bia ena afa mpe bebre so mo hye bonzo so mo ntani so ye bese ade beche ehwetre sam na say enu ano no moma yintie Nana Addo we United Nations wamo General Assembly in Shemonase.
And the world should not pretend that the present-day economic and social conditions of Africa have nothing to do with the historical injustices that have fashioned the structures of the world. It is time to acknowledge openly that much of Europe and the United States have been built from the vast wealth harvested from the sweat, tears, blood, and horrors of the transatlantic slave trade and the centuries of colonial exploitation. Maybe we should also admit that it cannot be easy to build confident and prosperous societies from nations that for centuries have their natural resources looted and their peoples traded as commodities.
Na wamfa anso hwada wasaka bibifa emebunu ade becha ade besa bia no womo eko abrochiri akwa adwuma ye titupa na Europe so mko pepa bia die no afutu Nana Addo ede ema womo ni.
The belief of young people in democracy as the governance model best suited to build peace and prosperity in our society is under systematic attack. The economic impact of COVID-19 pandemic and the impact of the war in Ukraine have only added to the pressure and the anxiety of our young people. We can also certainly do without having to spend the huge amounts of money we currently spend on security at our northern borders in particular. At this time, unhappily, we feel no sense of the international solidarity that we believe we should receive. It is surely in the interest of the whole world that West Africa should be peaceful and prosperous. We want our young people to be part of a peaceful and prosperous West Africa, rather than part of the thousands that arrive at an unwelcoming Europe after perilous journeys across the Sahara and the Mediterranean Sea.
Nana Addo ade afutu amemebunu se omo entra fie na yenkyekire mu omunya abrohyemu ewo womo eho na ne nsom wakase na setwa nkofo
na manso a owie ya na osan keka bi ade kya abrofo no mbehia itichu woni efiri America and the Caribbean ebobehia ye ewo dwumadie yase eno se moti ha mo hwemanim enti moti amani wu mutirim ese ekofa wo bi nana ema obaba ye nko adwuma abra ye ntwe mpata sika bi ama ne nananom na ebi kura nchi yiraye ye nhunu wo mu bio obi kura ho no ma ye fa no ba mu ananka no nso gina ne ho so anka atim sakrachi ne ma ho ba ye fe esan se ade ne kokodi akoa bi a ahwedifo bi ade ne kokko hye mu oba kura wanya bi da wanfa bi da wantone pada ene odi wu ye nti na se ahye kodwo to agesa woni omutire ye yi a ebia no omusum wo fie na ma wansusu wo ho a obonya bi na agya fa wo no fa hyehyɛ ne wa wo ama na se atere enye sa nipa no bebirase akwa ene ede on be ya pa adwuma aye mo bridges ahodo sisi mo adan akese na mo de hoahoa mo ho na mo bisa mo ho sa mutua wo mo ka na Nana Addo say sa enhyiamu ya wo mo hye 78th session of the United Nations General Assembly no waka kira brofo no ese bra soso mba betua ka wonim se sika ntonkwa ena sika nsesa moja nanso de ebe sika no betimi aye no ebe ma obi agu ahom kokko aka se mefa ne saa enti nyese bia wo mo di sika ne ba beto de wo mo ye ye no na mo mo de ba be ye mpata enti bra soso mutua sampata sika no.
For centuries, the world has been unwilling and unable to confront the realities of the consequences of the slave trade. But gradually, this is changing, and it is time to bring the subject of reparations firmly to the fore. Granted, the current generations are not the ones that engaged in the slave trade, but that grand inhuman enterprise was state-sponsored and deliberate, and its benefits are clearly interwoven with the present-day economic architecture of the nations that designed and executed it. Reparations must be paid for the slave trade. No amount of money will ever make up for the horrors, but it would make the point that evil was perpetrated, that millions of productive Africans were snatched from the embrace of our continent and put to work in the Americas and the Caribbean without compensation for their labor.
And Nana Addo Akufo-Addo akadan a wodan e United Nations hye mu ase fa ye nana no mu a omkokosom e nan susu ye nya ho hwee ofa
fe e ko Ukraine em se wodi anu san
wafa sawa ho ene Nana Addo Akufo-Addo kro ye yi wodi ato global superpowers na chesa man odisika tomprada na atumi wo omu nsam omkase ye na ne ya da ye nsori ane ya sori no esa wo munya se omu boda wuro mu tonton sansam mu konkonkon ada democracy kabi ma minkabi na susu wo mu ankasa wo hwe United Nations Security Council UNSC no wo mu level na enye democracy bia no mo ye asa ma bi didi ena ma bi susu kom de wo mo na Ghana yensam a Nana Addo gina ya namu ede kokotu dwase ena ode to pempempempe wo mo bo se na de wo ba no bapa oba ne memem enti de wo no bo bia wo ka wo hu agu ho na wo mo hunu se no kwasem nie kwan o mo fa so aye adwuma e wo mo Security Council mu no na ne nye ho.
I said then that the urgent need to reform this organization had been talked about and scheduled for a long time, but somehow we've never found the courage and the will to execute it. I said then that Ghana supports UN reform, especially of the Security Council, as set out in Africa's common position.